Good morning. I'm meteorologist Kevin Smith at the National Weather Service in Pocatello with your Southeast Idaho weather hazard briefing. This one for Monday, May 20th, 2019. Our forecast across Southeast Idaho: rain, showers, cool temperatures, moist, cool, showery. And that's our forecast for the next 7 days. We're really locked into a pattern where we have broad low pressure sitting over the western portion of the United States, particularly the northern Rocky Mountains. And as long as this pattern remains in place, it's going to be favorable for multiple storm systems, multiple low pressure systems to come across the region from the west or the northwest and continue to bring us cool, wet, showery weather right into the foreseeable future. And that certainly, again, is our forecast for the next 7 days. So we take a look at the regional water vapor satellite loop this morning. First low pressure system of the series here is currently located in the general vicinity of Nevada. You can see some rotation around this with moisture out ahead of it, rotating up into our forecast area. A little bit of drier air here coming in on the back side of it, but certainly not coming our way. You can see lots of whites and greens here, indicative of that water vapor, that shower activity that is affecting our region here in Southeast Idaho. And sure enough, we have that ongoing this morning on our regional radar loop. Maybe some additional shower activity being overshot by the radar here up across the Central Mountains. But in general, scattered showers across the region, hit and miss showers. Some places picking up some decent accumulations of precipitation overnight. Other areas you may wake up to some dry weather this morning. We may actually see a little bit of a lull in this activity for a time this morning, although there will still be showers out there. And then with some daytime heating, expecting more widespread shower activity to redevelop during the afternoon hours this afternoon. High temperatures across the region, 40s across the higher elevations, 50s into lower elevations, including the Snake Plain. Again, forecast is for showers to continue. Temperatures are actually marginally cold enough this morning that some of our higher elevation highways and passes, including places like Galena Summit, Willow Creek Summit, Pine Creek Pass, the Henry's Lake area, Monida Pass, Ashton Hill. These locations are actually marginally cold enough for maybe a little bit of wet snow to mix in with that shower activity during the morning hours this morning. However, looking at the webcams and the ITD sensor data so far, we're not seeing any major travel issues out there. The one exception right now being Teton Pass is seeing some snow accumulation. So if you are traveling that direction into Wyoming or back into Idaho, watch out for slick roadways out toward the Teton Pass area. I think this is going to be the case for each of the next several days, particularly during the colder periods of the overnight into the morning hours. May see some of those wet snowflakes mixing in at the higher elevations. I think in general, any accumulation is going to hold above about 8,000 feet. So generally isn't going to be an issue. Our best candidates for maybe picking up some slush on the roadways, maybe a few inches of accumulation over the next several days, will be the Galena Summit area and Teton Pass. But in general, not expecting any widespread travel issues across the region. Severe weather risk outlook here from the Storm Prediction Center. We are shaded for a chance of a few thunderstorms today. There may be just enough instability for a few of those storms to develop during our warmest time here during the afternoon hours. However, with lots of widespread cloud cover across the region, a lot of that ongoing shower activity that we just talked about, not expecting any widespread activity, and certainly we're not going to see enough instability or wind shear in the atmosphere to really support stronger thunderstorms today. So just an isolated storm here or there will be possible. Looking into tomorrow, Tuesday across the region, temperatures 40s and 50s. Showers, wet and showery again across the region. It's going to sound like a broken record from what we've seen for several days so far, including today. Status quo on Tuesday. It's actually a new low pressure system, a second low pressure system that is going to be moving toward the region and passing just to our southwest. That's going to provide that continued rain shower activity across the region with maybe a few snow showers again mixing in at those higher elevations. Slight chance of an isolated thunderstorm again with this activity on Tuesday afternoon, but nothing too strong or widespread. Wednesday, your forecast. Temperatures in the 40s and 50s. Widespread shower activity, yet again, expected across southeast Idaho. Really no change from what we're expecting today and tomorrow. That continues into Thursday. High temperatures, 40s and 50s. Shower activity widespread across the region. I think greatest during the afternoon, maybe a little bit of lull during the morning, increasing again during the afternoon. So can see kind of a broken record here. We're expecting that cool, showery weather to continue. It's not going to rain everywhere all the time, but certainly chances of showers every day as we go out here through the forecast. As we look at a 3-day period from today into tomorrow into Wednesday, how much rain are we actually expecting? If you kind of key your eye in a little bit here on the shading, you can see the lighter green shading down the Snake Plain and then up into the Island Park area. Generally a 1/4 to a 1/2 inch of rainfall expected over a 3-day period in that area. And then as you get into all of our mountain ranges here, you can see a 1/2 inch to 1 inch of precipitation. A few spots just over an inch of precipitation expected over the next 3 days. So in general, precipitation is expected to be light and showery for the most part, and those cooler temperatures are also really helping to keep our water situation in check. In terms of the snowmelt, in terms of the runoff from the precipitation, no strong signals here of major issues developing. It's kind of going to be a slow burn or a slow runoff, if you will, with this activity over the next several days. Taking a look at a few of the spots we're watching here. Bigwood River at Haley, we continue to have a flood advisory in effect. As you look at the observed level here indicated by the blue line over the last several days, we've actually fallen just a little bit below flood stage, but we are running in our action stage here. That's the yellow shading, and that means that the river continues to be at bank full. May see some response to the continued shower activity, maybe a little bit more of a rise here over the next few days. We're going to be looking at the new data coming in during the day today and making some decisions here on whether or not we want to continue that advisory, drop it altogether, or even upgrade it to a warning. So stay tuned for that. Continuing to watch Henry's Fork near Rexburg as well. This one was above minor flood stage here for the latter portion of the weekend. It's now starting to drop just a little bit. Right now, right on the edge of minor flood stage, we do have a flood warning in effect here. And again, as new information comes in today, we're going to be looking at whether or not we want to downgrade that or maintain the warning there on the Henry's Fork. No alerts in effect for the Portneuf River right now. Do want to let you know that it is running at bank full here down in the Topaz area. So from Lava Hot Springs, portions of Caribou County, eastward toward McCammon and Bannock County, certainly running pretty high right at bank full level there along the Portneuf, just below bank full or near bank full into the Pocatello area. And even outside of these points, keep in mind that waterways across our forecast area are going to be running quite fast. They're very cold and they're very full right now. Combination of that snowmelt and precipitation. So certainly be mindful of that and keep children and pets away from the waterways here over the course of the next week and beyond. Looking out into the longer range portion of the forecast, is there relief in sight? Well, not really. 8 to 14 day outlook here from the Climate Prediction Center continues to show a good probability of temperatures below normal for this time of year and precipitation above normal for what we normally see this time of year. This pattern is just going to continue into the foreseeable future, and we're really going to need to look for a larger scale pattern shift to really move this wet weather, this cool weather out of our region and bring us back to more seasonable springtime conditions across the region. That's it for your briefing this morning. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out with the information here on your screen, and have a great day.